Hi everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another fantastic week. We have a lot going on as usual here coming up the second week of February. A bunch of announcements first. This weekend, I put it in the email, there is a Revolutionary War reenactment happening in Huntington Beach. There's a link. It's happening, throughout the day on Saturday and Sunday. I'm sorry I'm getting this to you so late. I kind of just found out about it, but if you're looking for something to do this weekend, it'll be really interesting. We're just now getting into the actual Revolutionary War itself, and we'll be studying that for a few weeks. So it'd be a great thing to go to if you're looking for something to do. And there's a link on the email and as well as the updates page. Valentine's Day is on Friday. We're going to do a little activity with our buddies. If you want to bring something for the class, we just get into trouble when there's like food or candy because of allergies and then someone doesn't get one. So just kind of be careful about that. But if you do bring something, just please bring enough for everyone in the class. And then at the very end of the day on Friday, we'll pass those out. There's no school on Monday, February 17th. That's coming up the next weekend. And then if you're doing the yearbook contest cover, the kids got that passed out to them. That's due on Tuesday, February 18th. We'll do Read Across America Day on Wednesday, March 5th. We just had Global School Play Day this week where we played all day on Wednesday, on the 5th. And so on March 5th, we'll do the same thing, but for reading. So Read Across America Day is a day to celebrate reading. So we'll read all day that day, which is really fun. The Jogathon is coming up on Friday, March 7th. And then spring conferences are coming up in a little over a month. And in a couple weeks, I'll probably send out some information about that. Those are optional. So you either request a conference or I request a conference. As far as what's happening, we're going to take a couple weeks. We really took some time to study what happens in historical fiction books, why they're set up the way they are, how they work. We read, I read out loud Heroes by Alan Gratz, and the kids read Esperanza Rising, which is a really fantastic book, and they did some really great work to kind of display their thinking on that. Now we're moving on to the kids are going to be in book clubs, and they are reading all historical fiction books related to the American Revolution. So that'll be great for them to take some extra time and both focus on the American Revolution as well as historical fiction. They will really be in charge. They have to set a schedule for their reading. They each have to do different work, and they have to come prepared for each of their meetings. So it's really challenging for them to be able to put all that together, but I'm sure they will do a really fantastic job. I'm going to start reading I Survived the American Revolution. Again, it's a historical fiction book, kind of in the same vein. We're really jumping into historical fiction and really getting immersed in the American Revolution at this time of year. Next week in writing, we're going to start our next unit, which is information books. The kids are going to start by really brainstorming some ideas about what topics they could talk about. Most likely, they're going to talk about a sport they play, an instrument, one of their hobbies, something that they really like to do or really into that they have a lot to say about. We'll look at some mentor books and see really how information writing is different than the writing that we have done so far this year. In math, we're going to start our next unit, which is called Measurement and Data. And we just have a couple of math meetings next week, and we're going to really talk about like different strategies for converting units next week. In social studies, we're continuing what we've been doing, the road to revolution. So next week, we're going to wrap up our digital timeline. We've gotten all the way from, we started in 1763, and there's all these different taxes and tariffs and acts and interventions that the British government is doing on the colonies. And now we're going to be all the way up to the first shots of the revolution in Lexington and Concord, and the Second Continental Congress, which is going to pave the way for the Declaration of Independence. And so we will kind of wrap that up. Then we're going to talk about the Declaration of Independence, and then we're going to start talking about the Revolutionary War itself. And so we'll kind of wrap up the timelines next week. In science, the kids will go see Mrs. DeMarco, and we'll start our third of 4 units for the year, which is called the H2O response team. We'll continue with Greek and Latin roots. We'll see our buddies. And then starting on Fridays next week, for the next several Fridays, we'll do some piece of physical fitness testing. So there's different things the kids have to do. They have to do push-ups and sit-ups and a flexibility test and a trunk lift, and then they have to do a mile run. Those are the 5 tests. And so what we'll do is we'll either practice one of them or test one of them every week so the kids kind of know what's coming, and we'll probably get a couple chances at the mile run in as well. So that's just coming up. It'll probably happen on Fridays. The kids also have PE on Tuesday and Thursday, so now you can imagine that kind of Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday it's good to wear pretty active clothes. So that's all that's going on. So all those things. Of course, if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.